What do you do back there in California? What do you do?
I work in water. I was in water treatment. The water that comes to your house, not
that
sparklers.
might be, one of the biggest topics now in California because of the water shortage.
Oh, yeah.
I've talked to other experts out there in that field. They're either being invaded or there's an air show in town, one of the two. But how's the water situation out there right now?
The water table for groundwater they have been going down steadily for years. It was a decent year this year in Northern California. Southern California, the water tables really haven't come up. But all the water is imported from the Colorado River in the south, pretty much, except for Department of Water and Power. They get it from up in the Delta or up north. And, they hate us
out
in
there
Northern California. Yeah, there's been some wildfires.
Yeah, which it looked like may have been deliberately set.
Yeah, it almost seems like they let them go because they could. California had the money at one time, not now because of Brown.
Well, here's another thing that's been thrown out there. A lot of these emergencies have been
made up.
Get federal money because a lot of the states go bankrupt. And you've got, of course, Governor Moonbeam out there, who has just seemed to have gone off the rails lately. He's lowered the penalty for passing on AIDS from a felony to a misdemeanor.
Oh yeah. Oh no, but there's.
But then you can be charged as a felony for it. What is it? Insulting.
Yes.
Using the wrong gender.
Yes, on a senior citizen. Yeah, I saw that too. Is that crazy?
No, that's insane.
Exactly.
That's insane.
Well, what they're talking about now is the feds are talking about not subsidizing because the taxes are so high in California. You've always kind of gotten a break on the feds. The feds are talking about not doing that anymore and letting people in California and New York let them get pissed off about how much the taxes are going up, and maybe they'll fight back.
One way or the other, something's going to break.
Right.
They can't keep going on this is the way it is. Now I'm going to throw something really curveball at you. It has been talked about at some very, let's say, influential levels.
Yes.
That the use of weather modification has been...
You're talking about the jets that leave the streams of it's copper sulfate. I heard they were dropping into the air to make the clouds, fake clouds or whatever.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things.
I believe that shit's true because it wasn't around when I was a kid. Clouds were clouds. Now they're man-made. They're in strips going down. Why are they doing that? There's got to be a reason for it. But I've never heard the real reason. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, if you just look up history of weather modification programs, you'll see it going back to 1891, where we've had government, private funded programs, a lot of them military, of course, to control the weather. In 1954, Eisenhower started the Department of Weather and Climate Modification. Lieutenant Ben Livingston, became the father of weather weapons, perfected those weather weapons we used in Vietnam from 68 to 72. When the world found out we were using weather weapons that were leaked out, the UN passed the UN Weather Weapons Treaty banning the use of weather weapons. Of course, like everything the UN does, it was a toothless thing.
Oh, of course.
And how can you enforce it? Because how do you prove someone started a drought or a hurricane how do you do that?
Right.
Plausible deniability, global warming, right?
How they start a lot of this shit, though. I'm interested to know how they do it. Like all the hurricanes and stuff you're talking about?
It's not that hard to do. There's a program called HAARP. You heard about that one, right?
Yeah.
They can heat when the stuff they spray in the air, like aluminum, barium, beryllium, they find out what conductors...
it's aluminum sulfate.
A lot of it.
That's what it is.
And so they can bounce radio waves off, heat up a section of the thing,
really?
Use the radio waves, the harmonies and vibrations to go ahead and start a hurricane, and then they can steer it. If you look at these hurricanes were coming up, the last ones that came up one after another, you can see if you follow you can get on Google Maps now and see how the eye would get bent as they were forcing the hurricane to go one way or the other.
Really?
They have one, the UN doesn't pass treaties against something we don't have. So we're not the only nation using these weather weapons.
Right.
We're having weather weapons used against us by other nations. And think of how well you could control how much money you could make if you could control future markets.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to create a drought over here, a flood over here. Well, next thing you know, those future markets we bet on, oh, baby, So it's a means of control. The leaked document 1997 from the Air Force, weather as a false multiplier, controlling the weather by 2025.
Really?
1,500-page document that goes through just details in scientific detail how they do that, how they're doing it. I mean, now they have a movie out right now, which is a forbear. It's like they predict, they throw this stuff out to us. It's called predictive programming. The movie out now, Geostorm.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, it's Geostorm, and what it is about how we are controlling the weather, how terrorists take over the network and start creating and extort us. Well, the thing is that's predictive programming. They're already doing that. It's already being done.
Right.
So it's controlling the weather.
Well, it's always been about creating fear, hasn't it? I mean, in America, it seems like we're always afraid of something.
Thank you. Well, that's the whole thing about the deep state. That's how they control us, is through false flags like 9/11. Right. I mean, the latest one, of course, is this Vegas shooting. We don't know anything about this. We know less about that now than the day it happened.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that guy was sent down to Mexico.
Right. You get shot in the leg with a rifle, you ain't got a leg, pal.
They said, drive 700 miles.
This guy's supposed to go back and forth to Mexico. What? I mean, they treat us like Russians, like we're just completely stupid.
But we do. I mean, most people don't give a shit. Nobody cares about it anymore.
Start giving a shit.
We're out here because of that, right? We were going to go to the Jason Aldean concert, and he was playing in California, but he canceled a week later. So it happened in Vegas. He canceled that week. She saw it, so we came out here to come see him. And then we figured we've never been here, so.
Are you enjoying it?
We are.
I tend to bar here for 18 years. I call it the home of the alcoholic Peter Pan. I get more disrespectful ones on this side.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
We better head. The boss is telling me it's time to go.
Hi, ladies.